welcome to Bet99's The Parleh Show. It is Thursday. I am Rob Conway in Toronto. This is co-host Albert Vartanian. First of all, this is one of the slower days in sports when it comes to what to look forward to. Don't even have any of the MLB All-Star Game. Now, I had some MLS, Gold Cup. We're going to talk about that. Of course, Wimbledon going on right now. Sarah Perraro will be joining us to talk about that. But last night, Espy Awards, did you?
I tuned in to whatever was posted on Twitter in terms of clips. I saw the LeBron thing, not retiring. That was cool. DeMar Hamlin, that was cool. That was about it. I mean, I looked at some of the winners, best athlete, comeback athletes. I'm like, that's cool, but I never really.
Well, Jamal Murray winning was cool, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, being Canadian.
Yeah, I thought Pat McAfee was pretty good as a fill-in host. I think it was supposed to be Kevin Hart. But then there's a writer's strike in L.A. with SAG, I believe. So he hopped in, and I think it was completely off the cuff, and he was great.
Yeah. I thought. I mean, look, they're always fun. I remember many years ago, Norm Macdonald hosting. It was great. Whenever Will Ferrell comes on, it's usually pretty funny. So they have their moments. But what are your thoughts on Mahomes winning Male Athlete of the Year over Messi and
I
Jokic?
thought it was fine. I think, Mahomes, what did he do? Another MVP? Another Super Bowl, over 5,000 yards, I believe, 40-plus touchdowns. It's hard to argue with that. Messi, what did Messi do? Let's look at the other guys. Messi won the World Cup. Other than that, didn't do a whole lot for PSG. You can make the case that at the end of the year, when it comes to Ballon d'Or in soccer, he'll probably win it, either him or Kylian Mbappe. I have no problem with that. Who else is on the list? Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Had a great year. Probably, I think if Jokic won the MVP instead of Embiid, I think there's a bigger case for Jokic over Mahomes, considering the cast of characters that Jokic has around him compared to Mahomes.
Yeah. Of course, it's hard to be the male athlete of all sports when you seemingly aren't the male athlete of your own sport.
True.
And that was, Joel Embiid. So, but if you look at some of the other stories, Hamlin there presenting the award to the staff in Buffalo was pretty cool. Michaela Schifrin won the Women's Athlete of the Year, which was really cool, just because it's a sport a lot of people don't know about, obviously, with downhill skiing and the season that she had. So, it is what it is. For a night when there's not a lot going on, it wasn't too bad.
No, it was cool. People got a little hot about Judge being selected over Ohtani in terms of best male athlete. But if you look at the numbers and what Judge did, it makes so much sense. The guy hit 62.
You got to give it to him for this year.
He broke Maris's record. Yeah. That record has been around for 37 years, I believe. That's a legitimate thing to happen. For him to break that record, that's a real thing.
Yeah,
and I think it carries a lot of weight. Sorry?
It's more than that, isn't
37
it?
years, I double-checked. You can triple-check if you want.
Didn't he hit it in 61 and 61?
I don't know. It says 37 years.
I think it gets 61 and 61, Roger Maris.
Okay,
anyway, it doesn't matter.
We'll check it out there, Bobby.
But
so anyway, Ohtani had a good year.
A very, very, very long time, was it? But look, when you do something like that, you break it. Same thing happened with Miggy Cabrera when he won the MVP over Mike Trout. He won the Triple Crown that year, and that hadn't been done in 10 decades or something stupid.
Exactly.
It's a cool thing. So you get the opportunity to get up to him. Ohtani's going to win it next year. It's
anyway,
happen.
I mean, this award really does not matter. But if you're being honest, every single year it should be Ohtani. Considering, I think in 2022 he had a 2.3 ERA. He was like a top 20, hitter in the bigs. That's pretty good for the best baseball player, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, no, you're right. Ohtani should win it every year based on what he's been able to do. Another announcement when it comes to the MLB, they're going to Korea for the very first time for a regular season game, so that'll be fun. Also in Mexico and again back to London. Do you like that? Do you like the change of scenery? I think it's great going to Korea. Korea and Japan are absolute baseball crazy. I love when they go there. They started like a week before the actual season because they got to get back. They got to get back on the right schedule time-wise. But, yeah, I have a lot of fun watching them. I didn't love the London series. I didn't think it was that great.
Cool. Yeah.
But it was fun.
They want to grow the game. I see what the MLB is doing. They're doing whatever they possibly can to grow this thing. Listen, they've changed the rules to speed up the game. So why not, man? Try and grow it as much as possible. It's big already.
Yeah, for sure. And, the NFL's done it. And I think they've done it quite well. The reason why the NFL it gets lucky and can do all these things so well, too, is it's even better. Now, I know if you're on the West Coast, it sucks because it's like a 6 a.m. game. But 9 a.m., it's like before all the other games. You wake up early on Sunday, like, oh, bonus. Granted, it's Jacksonville against the Falcons, but who cares? I get to watch a game. It's the only game on, and then you're getting queued up, having your brekkie, and then you're going to head out to the 1 o'clock and the rest of the day. So it works out perfectly. Whereas the London series for baseball, it's kind of buried in the regular season and in a weird spot. It just, at least with a career game, it's the first 2 games. Nothing else will be on, and you'll be able to really focus in on it.
Yeah, that's why I like watching the Premier League, man. Like I love football, obviously, soccer, but you get to wake up on a Saturday, Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, and you get to watch some legit sport, man. It's great. Yeah.
And it also helps, too. I mean, look, this isn't the most soccer-crazy nation of all time, but I think why football also does so well, from a betting perspective and from a fantasy perspective, football perspective, is because it all happens for the most part on one day. You don't have to check your lineup every single day. You don't have to do your bets every single day. Saturday, you start to pay attention, who's in, who's out. Sunday morning, you set your lineup, you make your picks, and you go. And it's very similar to soccer on a Saturday. On a busy Saturday, you get ready Friday night. Saturday, you get it, and all of your bets are there and done within a 12-hour period.
I love it, though. You still got the Monday nighter and Thursday nighter. NFL does keep you busy. But, yeah, there's those gaps that help a lot.
Yes.
If you have the MLB and you're setting your pitcher lineups every single day, forget NBA fantasy, to me, is the most difficult because you're getting news like 3 minutes before tip-off. And you're constantly switching, constantly changing. So, but, yeah. NFL fantasy.
Yeah, streaming. Yeah, when you got to stream players, pitchers, who's if you need your guys out, so you're going to go find who might be a notable starter, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. And you're right with basketball. You basically at 6:59, you got to be ready to pull the trigger.
Betting-wise, too, it's difficult. If you're betting props and you're looking at a guy and you don't know if he's going to be in, you're waiting right up until tip.
Yeah, no, 100%. That stuff needs to be figured out a little bit more when it comes to betting for sure. But we're going to get into a lot more. We're going to say Wimbledon with Sarah Pararia, amongst other things. And we'll be back on Bet 99's The Parleh Show after this. All right, welcome back to Bet 99's The Parleh Show. Rob Conway, Albert Vartanian with you. We got to the bottom of Maris's 61 and 61, and also we got to the bottom of some of the greatest names you'll ever hear. And baseball has the best names. It's been around forever, like 150 years, and some of the names are just beauties, and you've been going through basically the baseball almanac.
Oh, yeah.
So what do we got over there?
1901, Nap Lajoie, 14 home runs for the
Was that the original record?
Athletics. I believe so, in the American League at least, yeah. So I was thinking about McGuire when McGuire hit it, and Sosa, which was both in National Leagues. And I don't think they counted because of the So.
What was that?
Yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about, right? So,
yeah,
that's the latest.
Fair enough. Yeah, so he did break the AL home run record, which was originally Maris in 61. Yes. But then, McGuire, Sosa, and amongst Barry Bonds have all passed that number during a certain era of baseball.
I know no one likes it, and I get it. You don't want anyone taking roids or taking any performance-enhancing drugs. But boy, was that exciting!
It was. I
remember watching the news or watching anything, and they would go to a live look in. McGuire's up to bat. Sammy Sosa's up to bat.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, here we go.
I can tell you where I was when McGuire hit that. He just snuck it over the fence in left field. I know where I was for that. I was at my house, and I know where I was when Barry Bonds broke Willie Mays' record. I was in a bar in Waterloo at University, and it was same thing. Live look-in. Here's Barry Bonds. Yeah. Is he going to do it?
Yeah.
And, I think that, not to get too far into the steroid era, but the thing that bothers me the most about all of that is it was allowed in a way, and not legally, not officially, but they let it happen. It brought baseball back, and then they decided that they were not okay with it. And the thing that bothers me with the Hall of Fame, we talk about Pete Rose. Manfred just said he has no intentions of changing the rules on Pete Rose. He had nothing to do with steroids, of course, betting. The Hall of Fame, I've said this many times. I know we're not in a Hall of Fame discussion, but same goes for McGuire and Bonds and Clemens and all those guys. If I take my daughter to the Hall of Fame in 10 years, and she's a big baseball nut, and says, who's the guy with the most home runs? And I go, he's not here. And she go, okay, well, who has the most hits? He's not here. Who's the best pitcher you ever saw? He's not here. What's the point of having a Hall of Fame at that point? You can have them up there with an asterisk and say where they're from era-wise and what they've done, but if you're not going to recognize it, then just say that they don't exist anymore. Like, take away the records, and then you can say the most hits is not Pete Rose, the most hits is this person, and the most hits home runs is not Barry Bonds, it's Willie Mays, and so on and so forth. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, the Hall of Fames now in all sports are completely watered down.
Yeah.
Feels like anyone gets in. It doesn't have the same, whatever, je ne sais quoi, you wish that it had.
Yeah.
Prestige, I guess. But, I mean, I think eventually, I don't know why I believe this, but something inside me is telling me that these guys will end up getting in one way or another. Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Pete Rose. But, I mean, at the same time, they're probably jaded too, and they're like, who cares? I know Barry Bonds just did a podcast talking about it, and it sounded like he doesn't understand why he's not in. And so
he should know why he's not in.
Right, but he's gone through all the court cases and whatnot, and he believes that he's clean. And who knows?
Yeah, I know it's a topic that we'll bring up whenever the Hall of Fame gets voted in again, of course. But we're just.
But listen, those live look-ins were fantastic, and I've said this before. Yeah. I think the MLB needs to do that right now with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
With social media, do it on social. Anytime he's pitching, anytime he's hitting, live look-in to Ohtani.
Yeah.
I think Shohei Ohtani going to the New York Yankees will bring back baseball. Will bring baseball back to closer to what it was when that little home run chase was going on between McGwire and Sosa. It's the biggest market possible. He's going to be recognized everywhere. He's on the East Coast. You're going to see him a ton.
That's the key.
Yeah,
that's the key.
Buster Olney was on ESPN today, MLB writer, and he stated he's been talking to sources, and it sounds like the Yankees are the team that are going to make a legitimate push if the Angels want to trade him, which would be crazy if they didn't.
I know. They're talking about how the owner doesn't want to, the guy who traded Babe Ruth from Boston to New York or whatever. You don't want to be the owner that got rid of Ohtani. But if he's not going to sign, it is. You don't own the team, so it's not a fireable offense. But it's a fireable offense if you do not get something for Ohtani. If he tells you, I'm not staying here.
Well, I would tell him, do you want to be the guy that let Ohtani walk for free?
Yeah.
Do you want to be the guy who had Mike Trout and Ohtani and couldn't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Because you're already that guy. Make a deal, because you don't even have to call anybody. You can sit at home on your phone and put out the Ohtani bat signal. We're trading him. He's available, and those calls will just come into you, and you just pick the best of the bunch. You're going to get everything you can possibly ask for Ohtani outside of, maybe 2 or 3 studs. You're going to get a lot of prospects, and you can build your team from there. So if I'm him, listen, I would shake that if that's the case, and you got to move him.
Yeah.
You have to.
I agree.
I would have a discussion with Ohtani right now and be like, listen, what's happening? What do you want to do? Do we have a chance at re-signing you? Let's start the discussion now. If not, we have to move you.
Yeah.
I think moving forward, this MLB trade deadline is so fascinating, more fascinating than it's been in a very long time, because you have a lot of teams in the mix, and once you throw, the golden goose out there, that's where the storylines are going to come from. I cannot wait.
And you throw, like you say, you throw in Ohtani, but you can throw in guys like, Hader and Soto and Snell from the Padres, who you never thought would be selling, and
Scherzer,
they might not.
Who knows,
and then Scherzer and Verlander from the Mets, again, a team you never thought would be selling, but here they are, and it might be a point. These are massive names.
And the Yankees, too. What are the Yankees willing to give up if they really want Ohtani? Are they sending Volpe?
They got to.
Their next guy.
Volpe.
Who else? Maybe you'll get a surprise team in the mix. I've mentioned the Jays many a times. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think they have the prospect capital, unfortunately.
No, Seattle fans made a huge push at the All-Star game chanting his name, and Ohtani said that I've never been through something like that. Like, I love it in Seattle. I love the people here. So are they a team in the mix? Maybe not, but who knows?
Yeah, it'd be interesting if a team, they'd probably just wait for free agency, but like a team like that who is kind of on the fence of whether or not they're actually competing, they bring him in. Would they be willing to maybe move a piece or two off their actual roster, like a George Kirby?
Yeah.
Or a Julio Rodriguez might be too far down the line, but like someone like that. Whereas if you're the Jays or if you're the Yankees maybe could be a team like that too, willing to move something off their actual roster.
You have to. Everything is on the table if you're one of these teams.
Yeah.
You're bringing in the best player. Clear-cut best player.
Yeah. I think the Dodgers might be in play as well. And the Dodgers would be a great market for him to go to, but again, it's be 10 o'clock starts all the time on the East Coast.
Don't go to – honestly, being the Los Angeles Angels, do you want to send them down the street?
No.
Right?
No. Yeah.
If they come up with the best package, then you're like, all right, screw it.
You got to do what you got to do with that. I don't like the don't trade in
division. If you're the Yankees,
division.
right, and the Angels say, okay, you can have them with those prospects and those things, but we want Judge as well. Do you pull the trigger?
No.
Really?
No. Because he's a Yankee through and through, brought up through the organization, the captain. I don't think you can do that.
Well, he was almost going to walk. He was going to go to San Francisco.
Full blown. If they offered it to me, I'd trade him in 1 second.
So why should they show him that loyalty?
I would trade him in 1 second. I just don't think they'd do it.
Yeah, I think you really have to consider that. If you're getting Ohtani
but then you got to pay him $600 million too.
The Ohtani talk's gonna go on forever and ever.
Well,
and ever.
for sure.
Love it though, man.
Yeah, and imagine if he doesn't get traded, it's gonna go through the entire offseason. It's gonna be crazy.
Probably. I want to know what that number is.
Speaking of trades, you were getting fired up over here about Dame Lillard coming to Toronto.
Well, I've been on the Dame.
Not
Lillard
official breaking news or anything.
Let me pull it up. So the Ringer, fantastic website, obviously.
Yeah.
They wrote an article about a hypothetical trade
Mm-hmm.
and how the Raptors should be in the mix for Dame Lillard. And here's the trade that they've come up with. So the Raptors would get Dame Lillard and Nasser Little, going back to Portland, Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent Jr., Chris Boucher, Thad Young, Otto Porter Jr. Toronto would send an unprotected first-round pick in 28 and a pick swap in 29. I actually really love that for the Blazers because you have Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, and Scotty Barnes. In the next, 3, 4, 5 seasons? That's a pretty legit, trio. I'm not going to call them a big three, but a trio.
Yeah. The problem with doing that if you're the Raptors, in my opinion, is I wouldn't trade Scotty Barnes. And the reason why I wouldn't trade Scotty Barnes is not because I think he's going to be the next LeBron James or anything like that. It's because I don't think that lineup now gets it done. So do you trade Scotty Barnes and not win?
On which side?
On the Raptors side. I don't think they win a championship.
Well, there'd be more moves you'd assume after that.
Yeah,
you have no choice.
Like they have to win they don't have to win a championship, but they have to be a real championship contender to move Scotty Barnes. That's the only thing. Getting Kawhi Leonard, he was a top 5 NBA player. I would have moved anybody at that point. Dame Lillard, I don't know if he's a top 5 player, and I don't think you don't have a young Pascal Siakam on a rookie contract and Kyle Lowry around that team, Fred VanVleet on a cheap contract.
But
you don't have a lot of
those
those
types
elements.
of players, Bobby. You can.
Yeah, well,
I hope it happens. I really do.
Well, I hope it happens.
If there's one move that Masai should pull to figure this all out, it's Dame Lillard. If not, just go and rebuild and forget about it.
I like it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get into, we'll talk a little bit about football. We haven't talked about NFL, some Hard Knocks news, Saquon Barkley, and more coming up next. Myself and Albert will be here on The Parleh Show. All right, welcome back to Bet 99's The Parleh Show. Rob Conway, Albert Vartanian. Scottish Open is on right now. Ben shot a 61, 9 under par, has the lead. Rory McIlroy is right there, a couple shots back. I had Matthew Fitzpatrick. He's at 2 under par. Of course, this is heading into the Open Championship at Royal Liverpool. And if memory serves, Tiger won there. He's not obviously playing. And also, that was when Ricky Fowler and McIlroy had that nice little duel on a Sunday at that tournament, which both players trending in that direction as well. Early tee-off times in Scotland, as we know, so most of that round is wrapped up. Any thoughts on the first round?
Rory, 6 under, which was nice. Did you hear his comments after?
I did. Well, this is about Jay Monahan, and this is about the LIV thing, right?
He basically said if LIV was the last place to play golf professionally on Earth, he'd retire. He's still on that. He does not like LIV. At least he pretends not to like LIV.
He does not like LIV.
Yeah.
He doesn't live, laugh, love when it comes to LIV. But he makes a good point. Yeah. He still play the majors. I'm not going to go there. That's not going to happen. I don't know why he needed to say that, though, because that isn't going to happen. So he just said, I like Rory. I liked how he held his ground or whatever. I know a lot of people are sick and tired of it. I have no problem with it. But just, I don't know what the question was, so I don't want to say he shouldn't have said that. But, I feel like that was a jab that was just unnecessary. It'll never just be the LIV Tour, so you'll be fine.
These questions will not end. But that's what it was. Coming out of, these... all these investigations at the Senate and what's come out with proposals and knowing, what they wanted of Rory, him and Tiger to have a team and be involved with LIV. And so I understand why the question was asked. It was like, these came out, what did you think or whatever they asked? And he's like, listen, man, I have no interest in playing for those guys.
Yeah.
So even though they're in cahoots.
Spieth, Schauffele, a few other guys, Scheffler talking about, Jay Monahan's going to have to get the trust back because they had no idea. They had no. I remember talking about it on the show, thinking there's no way Tiger and Rory weren't in on this, and they weren't. It's crazy that that Jay Monahan decided to just take.
He went into business for himself, man. This is like a WWE angle.
Yeah,
he went into business for him. Brett screwed Brett. You remember Vince talking about that?
Yeah,
Jay screwed Jay, man.
Yeah. It just kind of reminds me of when WWE and WCW, the Monday Night Wars or whatever, were going at it. It's kind of like that.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah. But WCW was legit for what, 60-something weeks?
They were better.
LIV
the ratings
never ever. Have you watched a LIV event? Honestly,
no, never.
Have you even watched highlights?
No, on Twitter, I think Dustin Johnson made a 40-footer. Yeah, no interest.
That tells you so much, man. How are you going to get even the general public to like it?
Yeah, they got the F1 thing on the side where they have the names.
It's too colorful.
Yeah,
the commentator Arda, I can't remember his name.
David Faraday?
No, the play-by-play guy. Anyway, I think he used to do footy, Premier League for NBC.
Oh, okay.
He's good when it comes to footy, but for soccer, he's a bit too hyped up, man.
Yeah.
I know it's golf but loud, but I don't want it to be that loud.
It needs
That's
to be
my opinion.
Dustin
Give
Johnson.
me Jim Nance. Hello, friends.
Yeah, hello, friends. Welcome inside Butler Cabin with Sir Nick
That's
Faldo.
what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want
No,
to
you
hear.
need-
Dustin
Oh, my
Johnson.
goodness. No, it's not. Even like, yes, sir, when Jack Nicholas makes that putt on 17 at the Masters, and Tiger when he chips in at 16. Like even when you get slightly excited, it's only slightly excited.
Yeah, you need to go over the top. We know what golf is.
no.
We have those events, right? The Phoenix Open. We have those events.
I
for
love
that.
them.
That's
other
great.
than going to the Masters itself, not even any other major, I would go to the Waste Management first.
Right.
I'd go to Augusta, and then I've been there twice. I would go again. It's fantastic.
But that would get old and annoying after a while if every tournament was like that.
Yes,
You
exactly.
gotta tone it down.
Yeah,
You
I know.
Like the British Open is very
Oh, yeah.
serene. It's quiet.
It's the Open.
That's the way it should be.
The Open.
The Open. My
Yeah,
bad. Sorry.
exactly.
The Open.
That's
At
right.
Royal Liverpool.
You said you had some Wyndham Clark information.
Yeah, I thought we were going to talk about best golfer at the ESPYS, and he was nominated, right?
Okay,
and yeah. So anyway, I understand why he was nominated. 2 wins: Wells Fargo, U.S. Open.
Wait, he was nominated for best golfer at the ESPYS?
Yes.
Oh, that is insane. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
as was Scotty Scheffler and
Okay.
John Rahm.
That both make sense.
Okay, so Scheffler won.
Okay.
Understandably.
Understandably, yeah.
I thought it probably should have been Rahm. Guy's got 4 wins. The Century, the Amex, Genesis, and the Masters. He's been really good. Scotty's been fantastic. Scotty is essentially in every tournament that he plays in, every major tournament as well.
Yeah.
He's like a top 5,
Yeah,
top 10 guy.
he plays. He's a horse for every course he plays. He's in there all the time.
Yeah.
But has he won a major since in the calendar year?
Who?
Scotty.
He won the Players. What else did he win?
I don't think he's won a
and he won the
major.
Phoenix Open. That was it. He didn't win a major.
Yeah, so
Well,
then
Rahm did. I thought Rahm got screwed a little bit.
That's what I mean. So I think Rahm should have won. He win the Masters. He slip on the green jacket.
Yeah. But shout out Barry Wyndham Clark. Love that
Look,
guy.
I'm happy for Wyndham Clark. Great for you. But I mean, winning the U.S. Open is amazing, and winning, what was the other, Wells Fargo? But like that, he's had a good
couple weeks before
He's
that.
had a good 6 weeks. That's about it.
That's exactly it. You know what it was, too? What's unfortunate? No one's going to remember that U.S. Open
No.
at the LACC,
Yeah. Where there were no fans.
which I feel for him a little bit.
No, you know who'll remember it? He will.
He will, too.
And that's all that matters.
Was Michael Block there? I can't remember.
No. No, he didn't qualify.
He was nominated for, like, best sporting moment, and that it was the
Okay,
ace.
fine. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
How did that not win? I don't remember what won. I should have looked it up, but that didn't win. What a moment that is. With Rory?
Hole in one.
Come on.
Making the cut. Big
Block
check.
party, baby.
But that thing went sideways quick, eh? We
Yeah.
talked about it.
He
didn't we?
legitimately had 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
And it was, see you later.
Yeah.
Then
Like,
he made some stupid comments. If I can hit as long as Rory, I
I have a
I can
world-class
compete with
short
these
game.
guys.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
man.
Come on, Michael Block. We should get him on the show, though. How great would that be?
I'd love to have him on the show.
Me, you, Block, and
Block-
Barney.
The block party.
Let's go. We got a foursome ready to rock and roll.
He was a great story, and then
He was,
and
yeah.
then he showed why golf is impossible and why the guys on TV are just crazy, because he did that for a weekend or 4 days, and then he shot 80 something the next week, because that's how golf works. We all know it. We all think we figured out the game after a solid, whatever your score might be, whether break 100, break 90, break 80. You eventually do that, and you go, I think I got it, and then you shoot 95 the next day. and then-
Sometimes
yep.
it's not even after a full 18. It could be after one shot.
Yeah,
You
you're
see
like,
that chip in? Wow, I think I figured this out.
I think I got it.
I'm on fire today.
I think I got it.
And then you shank one into the woods.
Yeah.
Off the next tee box.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's the golf gods going, easy, pal. All right, we're not interested in that. All right, let's get into some stories and lines. This is a segment that Albert came up with, which is we focus on a story, and then we bring in the lines
You're associated with some odds.
of
Yeah.
how that works. So the first one is the New York Jets have been announced as the team that Hard Knocks will be following around. Do you watch Hard Knocks, first of all?
Yes.
I have not really watched very much of it.
Yeah, you get some good insight on there. You get some characters.
Yeah, it's
good.
cool. I've seen other versions of it from other sports, whether it be a 24/7 in boxing or
Right.
I think the Leafs had one. Same idea. So it is interesting. But the Jets are there. Obviously, the biggest market in New York. They have Rodgers coming over. They have a good young team. Are you excited to see them, or is there another team you would have preferred?
I mean, so according to ESPN, there was 4 teams
Okay.
that had a possibility of doing this: the Jets, the Bears, New Orleans, and the Commanders. And I think A-Rod going over there, Aaron Rodgers going over there, kind of put it over the top. It was a no-brainer.
Say that again. The Bears.
The Bears,
Saints?
the Jets, the Saints, and the Commanders.
Literally, it's the Jets by a
By a
country
mile. And apparently this is one of the first times where a team, being the Jets, they don't want to do it.
Oh.
And the league kind of forced their hand.
Really?
Saying that you had to do it. Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Listen, they're legitimate. They have a legitimate shot of being a Super Bowl team. You got Aaron Rodgers, controversial guy, outspoken guy. I just feel like, yeah, man, it's got to be these guys.
Matthew Barnaby called them and said, I want to see the
Get
Hard
him
Knocks.
on there right now.
Yeah. We should have had him on for this part because he would have said how great it's going to be. It should win an Emmy and all that other stuff.
There's actually a criteria. So the league's criteria for teams to be eligible for Hard Knocks eliminates teams with first-year head coaches, teams that qualify for the playoffs the past 2 seasons, and teams that appeared in the past 10 seasons. So there actually is a criteria.
What they're saying is if your team has a legit chance of winning a Super Bowl, then we don't want to bother you. But the Jets do have a legit chance of winning a Super Bowl. Their odds are plus 1,600.
Yeah, if you've been a bad team for a long time, and now there's maybe a shot or a shot of maybe implosion within the organization, we want to film it.
We want to film it.
Yeah.
First-year coaches is an interesting one, I guess, because he's just got too much going on, eh?
Well, think about it. Cameras on you all the time. And I know the Jets, I can't remember what it's called, but they have their own type of version, in-house version of Hard Knocks. So I don't know if it's going to be double the cameras.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so a lot of pressure on the Jets already.
NFL does a very good job on stuff like this, though. It's NFL Films is amazing. So plus 245 to win the division, plus 1,000 to win the conference, plus 1,600 to win the Super Bowl, plus 1,400. Better chance Rodgers is the MVP than them win the Super Bowl, according to the book.
Yeah, I would say so. Week 1, they got the Bills. Bills favored right now by 2.
Just 2?
Just 2.
Hammer the Bills.
As of right now, according to our book, bet 99.
Yes. That's interesting. I love how the NFL odds are just out already. And they've been out forever.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's so good. Once the calendar's out, schedule's out, boom.
Once that number, I'm assuming we'll get to 3. I'll take the Jets plus 3.
All right, sounds good. Saquon Barkley in the news as well, talking about how he might miss week 1 if there is no deal. Don't blame him. This is a cutthroat league when it comes to contracts. He plays a premium position, but an injury-prone position, and he's an injury-prone player.
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year for Barkley, plus 2,800. Most yards for a rusher, plus 1,800. I was surprised to hear Derrick Henry was the favorite at plus 700 for most yards. Not because I don't think so. I just don't really think he's a yard piler-upper. Is that a word?
It can be a word.
Okay.
My question is with Barkley, like Tiki Barber, I think, came out and said this. He believes that the Giants can win without him.
With who?
Without Barkley.
No, with who, though? With who instead?
That's what I mean.
In lieu of him.
He was making the case that, what's the MO with running backs? They get injured.
Yes, and he does.
And he does a lot.
And I love Saquon Barkley. He's amazing, but he gets hurt a lot. He does.
So are they fine moving on without him?
Daniel Jones is still their quarterback, right?
Right.
Yes. They would like to have somebody who can run the ball
Someone who
effectively.
can run the ball.
Yeah, although he runs the ball quite effectively at times, too. But, yes, they do not. If they bring in Patrick Mahomes, they don't need him.
No.
They're not doing that, so don't worry about it.
Any tag player who doesn't sign a multi-year deal by July 17th at 4 p.m. will be required to play the whole season under the 1-year tag or forfeit the guaranteed salary by sitting out the entire season. So they got to figure this out soon.
He can't come back mid-season.
No, not according to NFL.
Make the playoffs for the Giants plus 155 if Saquon doesn't play. I don't think they make it.
I don't think they make it either.
So you're already getting if you don't think they're going to make it anyway, you might as well jump on it now because if he doesn't play,
I should have looked it up. But their win total, I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah,
under the number.
It'll be interesting to see because, I think again, this is the right move if you're an NFL running back because it's a premium position and you're prone to get hurt. So if you don't get paid, and they'll cut you if you get hurt.
Yeah.
They got no problem whatsoever doing that. All right, coming up next, Sarah Peraria will join us in studio, talk Wimbledon, to talk craziest food we've ever eaten, and a Taylor Swift ticket update from me after this. All right, welcome back to Bet 99's The Parleh Show. Rob Conway, Albert Vartanian, and joining us now, and again, Sarah Peraria. How are you?
Good.
Wimbledon just wrapped up.
Onster guys.
We talked
told
about
you.
it. Yeah, little sprinkle, my plus 137-ish she was,
Yes.
and took care of business against a very good Irina Sabalenka and went down a set.
Yeah.
Amazing comeback. What do you think? And of course, Vondrousova taking down Svitolina in the first one in straights. So we are going to have a Ons Jabeur, who is a finalist from last year, against Vondrousova in the final.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
You are nailing your pronunciation.
I do my
Love
best.
it.
Well done, man.
I do my best.
No, it's great because we have a unranked player, so great storyline. That Cinderella story. We have Ons Jabeur, who came so close last year and is really making a name for herself as an African tennis player as well. Like,
Right.
we don't see this very frequently. So I think she's actually the first African female tennis player to ever have won a title. So it's a great story overall too. And having to, like, her road to the final has been so difficult as well. So love to see it. Should be a really exciting final. Whoever wins, there's obviously such a storyline there. But yeah, it's been really exciting.
Wimbledon is conducive to that, especially on the women's side. If Serena, except for when she was dominating, but I'm happy for Ons Jabeur. Like she seems like a very nice woman. She very upset when she lost last year, like understandably upset in a good way, and to see her come back and to come back from a set down and win, like you say, being the first African tennis player there as well. It's a great story, and Vondrousova being unranked. So either way, when whoever wins the ladies title will be a good story.
It will be a good story.
I'm looking forward to it. And we were on air yesterday when Medvedev took care of Eubanks. Great story there.
Yeah.
And then Carlitos, as you call him. I had to clarify that was just little Carlos. That he also is moving on. So we got Sinner and Djokovic and Medvedev and Carlos. What are you thinking?
I mean, we've said it all week. We want Carlos and Djokovic.
Yes.
There's no other way around it.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to Sinner or Medvedev. I think Djokovic will get past Sinner a lot.
So are you giving Sinner no chance at all?
No, you can't give them no chance, but this is...
Give me your Sinner upset percentage.
No, it's not high. I think Djokovic will beat him in 3
Plus-
sets.
Less than
420.
20%?
Yeah.
Plus
Ooh.
420 for the young Italian.
Djokovic is minus 556.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That is an aggressive number, but understandable for a guy's won 8 Wimbledons or
Right.
7, and he's trying to win 8. I
Yeah,
can't
he's
remember.
trying to win 8
Yeah,
right
he's trying to win
now,
8. Yeah,
so-
yeah.
What can you say?
What can you say? And then Carlos against Medvedev, like.
Carlos is the favorite here, actually, minus 250. Medvedev
Yeah.
plus 205.
I actually think minus 250 is not bad. Like I
Yeah.
would take that. And it's a lot of juice, but Medvedev to struggle against Eubanks. I know Eubanks was just red hot. He's a great server, but don't love that.
Yeah.
Heading into that, having a 5-set or 2, tired a little bit. I know he gets the extra day, but
I mentioned
I
this
don't know who
yesterday.
you're going to take, so I don't even know why I'm asking.
I
you
mentioned
liking
this
that.
yesterday, but Carlitos
Carlitos.
Alcaraz plus 245 to win the thing. There's value there, man.
He's not still, is he?
Yeah, the Joker plus 105. This is the winner. Oh no, I'm looking at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I was like, can't be
I'm all over the
still.
map here, folks.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wimbledon.
So
Here
plu-
we go. Here we
We
go.
can talk about that too. Anyway,
Minus 205, the Joker. Plus 235, Carlos.
Really?
Yes.
So basically, what you're saying, if he's minus, what is he, minus 400 or something to win against Medvedev?
Yeah.
They're saying he's going to be a pretty sizable dog against Djokovic in the final, right?
I'm on it.
You're-
You've been bigging him up huge for a long time.
I can't wait.
And if you're
I'm
giving me
so-
tennis picks, I'm taking them. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, if the value's there, take it. And why not? I don't know. He's the only one that can compete with the Joker.
Medvedev for a huge upset, plus 1,000. Sinner, 11-1. Worth a sprinkle
Hard
or
to
no?
say. I'd think
If you were to sprinkle on one of Medvedev or Sinner to potentially upset these
Medvedev,
boys.
I think.
Okay.
I think Medvedev will get a set from Carlitos. I think he'll be able
Yeah,
to. I think
I think
it'll
so,
go.
too.
I
Is
think
it one of
so.
those like what you guys were talking about where Carlitos gives up a set?
Yeah, sometimes you have to. It's strategic. But I also think Medvedev, he's number 3. Like, let's not take
Big
that away
server,
from
too. Big server.
Yeah, like he's I think better on grass than Carlos is.
Yeah.
So, and also has the experience.
Right.
So I think there's way more of a chance. I mean, if you're looking for value, I'm curious to see maybe what the value would be if this match goes into 4. Can we find that out?
Yeah.
4 sets?
Which one?
Carlos and Medvedev.
Let me
You
pull
can
it
bet
up here.
over games, which is over
Okay.
39.5,
Yeah.
which is 4 sets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's a 6-1 mixed in there, you're kind of screwed. Need a 5-setter, but you can also take that as well. You can take the winner in total, which would be Alcaraz, and the over 39.5, which is kind of what you're saying, plus 180 at Bet99.
Plus 180.
It's not a
isn't
bad. It's not. That's a pretty
No.
good value.
I like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good 4 or 5 setter, but Carlos pulling it out in the end.
Medvedev to win a set minus 257.
Really
So
Yeah. Not to
Wow.
plus 175.
interesting. That I will say is a bit of a surprise to me that he is that big of a favorite to pull at least one set out. Although I think he will, but that's a lot of juice to sell in there. So that those matches are going on 8:30, 10:30 tomorrow morning. So we can talk a little bit about that and what the final may or may not be. We'll be on the air probably while the second match is going on. But we have that set for the women's side. Men's side, we will figure that out tomorrow, but the Gold Cup last night as well. You were singing it in the break, Panama.
Yeah. Dude, they pulled it off. They somehow pulled it off. The U.S. didn't look that great.
On kicks.
This was their tournament, though. I know I'm going to take this back to Canada just really quickly.
You have to.
There was such an opportunity here.
I know, man.
Based on what's going on. I feel like this is Mexico's tournament to lose right now.
100%.
I think it was even heading into the semis yesterday, even though I did have money on Jamaica. I thought they were going to be able to pull it off.
No, thank you.
Did not happen. Mexico with a convincing win. Panama through. And it sets up underwhelming final. No, with no offense to Mexico and Panama. I mean, you would like
I think it depends on who you are. If you're
it's
Mexican
true, but
or
being
Panama,
here, I'm saying being here in Canada.
Is it Panamanian?
Panamanian, yeah, that's correct.
Sorry?
Crazy.
Panamanian. But being here in Canada, it's just like, man, one or two more guys on that squad, and who knows what'll happen for the Canadians. But anyway, they're not in, they're out, and now it's down to 2 teams.
No, but I think that has to be the storyline here in Canada. Like, you guys got knocked out in the Nations League to the U.S., right? Okay, could have won.
Final, yeah.
Yeah, you could have won a trophy, didn't. Now we're in the Gold Cup. Okay, yeah, maybe not as competitive. Teams don't bring up their, full starting 11s or their 22s or whatever, but it's still a trophy. Honestly, since the World Cup, Canada has been reverting. Like, we've just been declining because we've had opportunities and we haven't been able to take advantage of them. So, no, you looking at that, I think is absolutely correct because it's embarrassing. And it's like, where are these guys? Maybe not Davies. I get it with Bayern and stuff, but there are some guys.
Why not? Everyone says that. Maybe not. Why not Davies? I understand that there was the World Cup sandwiched in between the domestic season.
Yeah.
And there's Champions League and there's tons DFB Pokal in Germany, FA Cups in England and all that stuff. But if you're Alphonso Davies, how can you not think this is an opportunity for Canada to potentially win a Gold Cup?
Do you think he didn't want to compete in it? Like, do you think he was like, I'm better than this?
Probably. I mean, I know Bayern Munich has a lot of say.
I was going to say, because
well.
I feel like it's Bayern
but
pulling.
Anybody can John Herdman? No one could convince any of these guys to, hey, come play. We can win this thing.
Well,
John David, Kyle Larin, Stefan Estacchio, Davies, Tejan Buchanan.
Yeah.
Right? Why not?
No, I agree, and I think like any trophy right now for Canada is great. It's better than nothing. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's a gold. These are the competitions that we compete for in North America. So you have to go full out for them. But yeah, it's been really bad since the World Cup. Honestly, like there's been just opportunities that haven't been taken.
Yeah, I'm not saying they would win, but they'd have a pretty good shot. I mean, the weak sides all over the place. If they had a
couple of these guys, they'd probably win because the U.S. didn't bring anyone.
Yeah.
No.
Like, they'd have been in the final, probably.
Yeah.
And they certainly,
Jamaica had a strong team.
You'd think they wouldn't be tying
Mexico
Guatemala
had a strong team.
But their strong teams are still not on the level of like a full stacked Canada or U.S.
No, and the thing is too, and I've said this before, in that group stage with Guatemala and Guadeloupe, and I can't remember the other team that was in there.
Cuba.
Was Cuba, yeah. With a full squad or a full-ish squad, there would have been an opportunity in the group stage to rest players because you would have had a good enough team to easily beat Guadeloupe or Guatemala and not, draw and.
Mexico minus 158 to win the 1x2 market. If anyone would like the clarity on what that means, they have to win inside the 90.
Right.
They win on kicks, it doesn't count.
No.
But to lift the trophy, minus 375. Mexico, big favorite.
That's big, yeah.
Plus 250 for Panama to lift the trophy, which, I mean, look, Mexico. Sure, but I think Panama would be a good story.
I like the draw in finals a lot. I give the edge to Mexico, stronger team, and Ochoa.
Of
if
course.
there's a guy that steps up for big games, it's Mexico's keeper.
He's great.
God.
But Mexico has Panama's number. The last couple games they've played against each other over the past couple of years, Mexico's beat them every single time. So Panama's coming into this hungry for sure and wanting to get some revenge maybe, but I completely agree. Ochoa is going to be their saving grace. But this game for me, if I'm betting, go for cards. Go for cards.
Oh, for sure.
Go for cards.
We're betting the cards
Hit
market.
the card market.
All right.
Man. Oh,
Listen, you
I
got
love
Mexico,
it.
you got Panama. This is going to be muy picante. Like, we're going to see a lot of...
What was that?
Muy picante.
Oh, very hot. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, we know these kind of teams. Like, Latin American football, it gets gritty. So, I mean,
I
honestly think cards would be
the cards
safe.
market.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking. I got to find the cards market. Go ahead.
Especially, I think, if Panama goes up early.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
And they're going to be sitting back and
Remember
fouling
the
like crazy.
Mexico-Canada game at the Azteca and what
Yeah,
happened to Mexico after they went down? Yeah,
Even if Mexico goes up early and now they're sitting back and they're trying to stop Panama on the counterattack, a lot of those tactical fouls where they're hammering people in the midfield, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Cards market.
Didn't have it. I couldn't find it. Sorry.
I'll
Too
look
much
while-
pressure.
I'll look while you guys chat.
Too much pressure there. So, breaking news. There's a sandwich. I want to talk about this.
No, I
There's
can't.
a sandwich in Thailand. I think that's just being trialed there, and they're going to bring it to the States and Canada for sure. It's called The Real Cheeseburger, and it is a cheeseburger with 20 slices. There it is right there. 20 slices of cheese.
Is this McDonald's?
What are we doing?
No, Burger King.
Burger King, sorry.
And
Burger King.
I looked it up, like from a calorie perspective. I don't know what slices they use, but Kraft Singles, one slice gives you 2.5 grams of saturated fat, which is 12% of your daily intake. So times that by 20. And the one I thought would be huge, and it is the sodium. So 320 milligrams. 14, yeah, exactly. You do, Sean McCormick. You can come on, by the way, Sean, if you'd like, and chat about
this is Sean's,
this.
topic.
14% of your daily sodium intake is in one Kraft Single. Now, when you buy the usual rectangular thing of Kraft Singles, do you know how many are in there? 22, 11 aside. I don't know why they decided that was a thing.
That stuff is disgusting.
Yeah, I can't even tell you the last time I would have had a Kraft Singles. Like, you have
I
a
grew
try.
up. I grew up on Kraft
Listen, I'm
Singles.
sure when I was a kid, I've had them.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
tell you the last time they were in my house. Like,
Yeah, same.
no way. That is not.
There's a time where you're like, you know what? I don't need the real nice Cracker Barrel cheese. Just give me a Kraft Single.
The classic
up.
grilled cheese, a little ketchup on the side.
Oh
Ew,
yeah.
ketchup on grilled cheese.
What?
No,
disgusting.
just not a lot. Just
What?
a little dipsky. A little dip.
Yeah,
I
not
hate
on it.
ketchup.
You
I
did for
hate-
sure.
I mean,
I
what's
hate ketchup.
Man, I see stuff like that. What are we doing? Why? Who's gonna order that?
Who came up?
I
Would
bet
have been
you
a
people
there
are.
would have been
There's
a
obviously a
meeting,
market for
a
it.
meeting where people are sitting in there going, "What do we need? We need an idea." And someone goes, "You know what we should do?
We need more cheese.
I have this Kraft Singles package in the fridge. Let's put all of them in
All
a
of them.
sandwich and see how it goes."
Yeah.
Have you ever had a double down from KFC where it's like the bun was chicken?
No.
neither.
Oh.
I can't do that stuff because I think I'm like I can eat it and I'm gonna die and have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
What's the craziest thing you've eaten?
I don't know, too many crazy things. Like I had Rocky Mountain oysters in Colorado, which is bull testicles, but it was fried and it was like
You
kinda-
said Rocky Mountain oysters off air, and I was like, "What is
so it was
that?"
Kinda, it was like
I was
pulled,
like,
no,
sounds
seriously,
alright.
listen, it was like pulled apart. It was fried. It was almost like a fried calamari with the cocktail sauce and stuff.
Okay.
If I gave it, you would
The red
never know.
sauce?
Yeah, the red sauce. You would never know. It was delicious. It sounds gross.
Sarah,
What else?
anything?
I've had
Got
like
anything?
seafood and stuff.
Yeah.
I tried cow intestines in France because it's like a
Tripa?
delicacy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
tripa's good.
I don't eat red meat. You know me. I had a
yeah.
bite to be polite. It was violent.
Oh, I've had cow tongue
Yeah.
and calf's brains.
I've had cow tongue too. I've had chicken.
calf?
Yeah, so
Chick-
they slice
It's a
it.
baby?
They slice
Yeah.
it thin. They bread it. It's like a chicken cutlet. Oh my god.
What are you doing? You need to let it grow.
This was when I was younger.
All
An
right.
Italian neighbor who made it.
I had kangaroo. I've had alligator. I've had chicken
I've had
feet.
alligator.
But I've never had anything like at the X when they have like deep fried
Oh.
deep fried dog turds. So you got to line up for that.
Imagine if there's vegans
Anyways, we're gonna
watching
talk
this thing
about
right
what's
now.
coming up at the book with Sarah, as well as a Taylor Swift ticket update after this.
Swifty.
All right, we're back to wrap the show here on Bet 99's The Parleh Show. Rob Conway, Albert Vartanian, Sarah Pararia joining us once again. We will get into some of the odds at the book on the last light night of the year, folks.
Last one.
Baseball will be back, and in no time, college football, soccer, everything, and we will be flying all over the place.
It's like
But
college soccer?
college
Oh,
football,
college football. I was going to say, you're a college soccer guy.
yeah,
Nice.
college soccer, sure.
College lacrosse guy.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, listen, that could be exciting.
I feel like you've played lax at some point. in
No,
your life.
my mom wouldn't let me
No.
play. It was too violent.
It is fun. Yeah.
It's true. So you have one last food story you wanted to give us, Sarah?
Yeah, I forgot. In
Okay.
Spain, it's really common to eat angulas, which is baby eels.
Oh,
Baby
yeah, no,
eels?
No, I
And
can't.
like you eat them, like it's apparently I think it's illegal too.
Raw?
Actually. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes they're cooked in with stuff, but you actually can't taste them. They're kind of just like noodles.
Oh, so you've had it.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're really good. But I realized I was like, oh, that's one, and
Yeah.
I think it is illegal to like farm them someplace. Like it's not.
It's like shark fin soup. Can't be
Yeah,
eating that stuff.
I
No.
know. I would never eat a shark, but just a little eel.
Oh, but an eel is okay.
It's terrible.
I had
No,
eel the
it's-
other
that's
night on my
horrible.
sushi,
Did you?
but I don't think it was baby eel. Yeah.
I could, oh, God.
No?
I'd have it if you didn't tell me what it was.
You wouldn't be able to tell. It's not
Yeah.
fishy.
Yeah. Escargot? I love escargot.
Love.
Yeah.
Cheese on top, butter.
Slurp. No cheese, even just the butter and
Yeah,
the
just
garlic.
Yeah,
au
yeah.
natural.
And then you
yeah.
dip the
Or
bread in at the
ceviche.
end.
Oh.
Love a good
Old
ceviche.
Montreal,
Julian?
Modavi. Want a sponsorship? There we go. Modavi, my favorite thing. Escargot, have to have it every time we went. I had it when we went.
Yeah,
We
that's
went
right.
down. Yes. All right. What's going on at the book?
All right,
tonight?
guys, we talked about it already, but tomorrow it's the semifinals of the men's Wimbledon games. Sinner, obviously the underdog, plus 420. Djokovic is minus 556. And then this later game in the morning tomorrow, Alcaraz minus 250 against Medvedev, plus 205. So really exciting.
Awesome.
Looking ahead, though, quickly to Sunday as well. Gold Cup. We talked about it. Miami. Mexico and Panama. Mexico heavy favorites, minus 158 with Panama at plus 500. So maybe a little sprinkle on the Panamanians. Panamoniums? Panamanium?
Panamanian.
And the Jays got the D-backs
Awesome.
this weekend?
Quickly, Taylor Swift. This Swifty's going to
Madrid,
Spain. Got tickets this morning. My wife and I, next fall, we will be
spring. You can't keep doing this.
In spring, yes. In spring, we'll be booking an entire trip in Europe around Taylor Swift.
Congratulations.
All right, Rob Conway, Albert Vartanian, Sarah Perard. Thank you very much. This has been Bet 99's The Parleh Show. We'll catch you tomorrow.